6:59, roads looking great right now if you're headed out the door, including all routes into Minneapolis, like 94. This is at Riverside Avenue in our construction zone, looking great. If you're headed into Minneapolis or St. Paul, reminder, we'll lose all these lane restrictions in just a couple of days for state fair traffic until Labor Day. Then we return to 2 lanes both directions until Halloween. Right now, though, things looking awesome. 13 minutes from Minneapolis to St. Paul on 94, 9 minutes in the other direction. No issues on 394 with the loss of our HOV lanes, 12 minutes from Wayzata to downtown Minneapolis. Here's your big map. You can see we're just starting to slow down in Coon Rapids on Highway 10. Otherwise looking great if you're headed out the door. More drive times coming up in a couple minutes, and the Fox 9 Morning News at 7 starts right now.
Now on Fox 9 Morning News.
A heat advisory in effect for the Twin Cities today, but cooling off in some lakes, that may not be an option. Coming up, why nearly a dozen of the most popular beaches are now closed to swimmers. Leah.
As Hennepin County Attorney, she's made plenty of headlines. And now that Mary Moriarty is not seeking a re-election, she's speaking to Fox 9 about the highs and lows of her career.
Plus, the redistricting fight in Texas will have national implications. A look at some of the other states now considering changing their maps to counteract what's happening in the Lone Star State. Fox 9 Morning News at 7 starts now.
Live and local all morning. This is Fox 9 Morning News at 7 a.m.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Thanks so much for starting the day with us here. Wrapping up the week together on Fox 9 and Fox Local. I'm Kelly O'Connell.
Together indeed. I'm Leah, Beno in for Tom Butler and meteorologist Keith Marler. My goodness, you have so much to talk about. The heat, the storms you're tracking. It is a very busy Friday in our weather center.
It is. I just blew past our dew points, which are in the 60s and 70s this morning. We've taken a bit of a break. Temperatures in the 70s statewide, but our dew points are soaring back into the mid-70s today. I wanted to get right into these storms up to the north. In particular, radar returns are a little fuzzy across southern Minnesota. Not too worried about what's going on across the south. That's just some radar garbage that's showing up in the atmosphere with some passing cloud cover. But these guys up to the north, these had a history of some severe components to them. Winds gusting to 60 and 70 plus miles per hour, rolling on through the Dakotas and into northwestern Minnesota. But all warnings have been allowed to expire. Still some gusty winds and maybe even some small hail rolling in just south of Rainy River, moving toward Big Falls now on Highway 71. So just a heads up, still some concern to be had for winds gusting in excess of 40 miles per hour. And again, some small hail along portions of Highway 71, moving past Bemidji now with some of that thunder and lightning. You're certainly in the rain all the way back through the Red Lake region, all the way back towards and past Detroit Lakes. WeFest in the rain. WeFest had some winds theoretically upwards of 60 plus miles per hour with that thunderstorm warning earlier. No confirmed winds reported yet. The only confirmed winds I have are some 70 plus mile per hour winds out near Foston that have rolled on by far west of Detroit Lakes. Wadena down through Alexandria, winds of 50 miles per hour rolling on through with some of these guys, but maybe some small hail just to the southeast of Wadena, rolling down Highway 10 there. Little Falls, you're not quite in it yet, but you're close. Same thing with the Brainerd Lakes area and back up towards Cross Lake, and then down toward Alexandria, down toward Glenwood, a little line of that thunder and lightning rolling towards you. Melrose, you're next on the list, although you're starting to see some of that action. You can see that out towards that western horizon if you're not seeing some of that very light rain already. These will continue to track on off towards the east across the better part of our morning as it continues to fade away across the morning into a very stable air mass. And I wanted to throw on that heat advisory and just how oddly placed it is in areas that are not seeing the storms and don't get that blowover cloud cover. You'll have a feels like temperature, a heat index of 95 to 103 today. That includes the Twin Cities. We'll see more storms tonight. These guys are with a cold front. That's a level 2 risk for severe weather. Maybe some hail concerns out west initially, but most of us would be a wind concern. And timing-wise, we're talking about the middle of the night tonight after midnight, maybe even as late as 4 a.m. into tomorrow morning. So forecast looks like this: 92 degrees with oppressive heat and humidity. Feels more like 103 today with that heat advisory in place with some powerful storms possible late tonight and into early on Saturday morning. I'll have all the details coming up over the next 19 minutes. Guys?
All right, yeah, we'll need all those details with all of that to talk about. Thank you, Keith. Well, as he's been telling us, it's going to be a hot weekend, but some of the best places to cool off won't be an option.
Nearly a dozen beaches across Hennepin County are closed, remain closed, after testing showed it was unsafe for swimmers. Bill Keller live for us at Minneapolis, one of those beaches, and this has been a reoccurring issue all summer, Bill. Good morning. As much as they used to either, so that might factor in as well. All right, we are going to take a quick break here. A live look outside over White Bear Lake. This is going to be a busy spot this weekend. Really, any body of water will be. It is hot. We'll check in with Keith Marler right after the break.